I fired Mike McCarthy because he looks like a fucking pork chop. And I hate that big-ass play call sheet he holds during games. We all know it's a Perkins menu. I'm not even sure we need a coach. Hell, maybe we already have a coach in mind. Maybe he's sitting right in front of you, half drunk on Johnny Walker Blue with only an Egg McMuffin in his belly and a pocket full of Dinger pills. Maybe he's 82 fucking years old and needs his ass wiped from time to time, depending on how much Salisbury steak he's ate. Look, I'm going to do things my way, and my way is fucking terrible. But if you don't like it, then tough titty said the kitty, but the milk kept coming. Listen, I'm never going to die, motherfuckers. I drink 8 ounces of hog's blood every day, and I'm a vampire feeding off mass disappointment. So learn how to accept meaningless primetime games forever. What I'm looking for in our next head coach is someone that values analytics and also someone that lets me take he and his wife to a Hojo's and sit in the cuck chair.
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm muted. Welcome, welcome. That is pretty funny. Come on now. That's about as good as it gets right there, people. I got you. You hear me now? You got me, right? Good now. Yeah, I know. I was muted. I mute myself, and then I screw myself. Pause. That's pretty funny, huh? I just want to know what dingers are. Are they like Blue Chew, or is that some sort of drug? Help me out. Dingers. That was funny, though. Right now, we're couch boys. Yes, we are couch boys. But we're watching. We're watching the divisional playoffs. Figured I'd go on there. I told Vinny I might do a late night live stream. I was getting tired. I'm like, I don't feel like falling asleep this early. Let me go do a live stream. I was doing some thumbnails. I got a couple of the thumbnails done. I got like 3 more I got to do in the morning. But yeah, we're gonna cover all 4 of the divisional games, and we're gonna cover the national championship, which I think is Monday, right? But what's going on, everybody? We'll wait for some people to get in here. Hopefully I get a decent crowd tonight. It's a little later than normal, but what's this? What's going on here? Yeah, it's a little later than normal, and hopefully we can have some fun. We'll talk about a range of things. I did send the signal out if anybody wants to join any of the channel members. The link is in the community tab. So if anybody wants to join, hop on in. We got Chris May in the house. We got Logan Motorsports. We got Felix, Donnie's Drum Covers. Rolo's in the house. CZ, Felix Rojas, Jimbo, Chris Johnson. Who else we got? Clemente, I think I said. Frederick Johnson. Isaac Ramirez. So yeah, we're just sitting there chilling. What game do you guys think is going to be the most intriguing? Just looking at it, and we'll just look at the 4:30 game on Saturday. Yeah, the 4:30 game, you got Texans at the Chiefs. Chiefs are an 8-point favorite. Why is it only 8? Does that weird you out a little bit? Uh-oh. What's that say? Oh, Zinger is a snack cake. I know it's a snack cake. I can't imagine it's only a snack cake, Chris. But maybe it is. Oh, you're welcome, Skank. Oh, did I say that out loud? Yeah, so looking at the Chiefs and the Texans, why is the game only 8? Is it me or does that seem low to you? No? You know what I mean? But that's the 4:30 game. Thanks, Donnie. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to mix it up. I'm trying to mix it up. I'm thinking about I have an idea for a new show on Wednesdays about this time, maybe 10 o'clock. And but I have to work on a few things. I don't want to just throw it out there. Where I'll have a guest in. Okay. Black 12-inch zingers. All right, Chris. Okay, Chris. And then obviously the 8 o'clock game, which is a very good game. 9.5. Only 9.5. I know it's a lot, but it's not really that much. 9.5. Lions Commandos. Looks like 55.5. That's a lot of points. I just have a weird feeling about that game. Like the Commanders are going to win. I know that would piss off a lot of people, but I just have a weird feeling that the Commanders are going to win that game. Then obviously 3 o'clock, kind of a weird start time. Rams at the Eagles. 6.5. Again, that's a lower than I thought it would be. That is a lower line than I thought it would be. No? Logan? Tony Boo? Isn't that a lower line? Why wouldn't that line be 9? You know, if you're that, I mean, the Eagles are that strong. But why isn't it higher, Philly D? I'm just surprised. And then this one is the most surprising of all. The Bills are a 1-point underdog at home. 1-point underdog at home. It's a good line. You just said blowout, Philly D. You just said blowout, man. How's that a good line? You know what I'm saying? If it's that easy, then you're telling me take Eagles minus the 6.5 easy. Something's telling me it ain't gonna be that easy. I mean, but something's telling me the Bills are in trouble. The Bills are an underdog at home, playing as good as they're playing. Lions game, Lions line, 9.5 favorite over the Commanders. That's probably where it should be. Just a tick under double digits. I think the Chiefs is a little light, but the Chiefs haven't really been covering a lot. They've just been winning. So, you know, I guess, listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So what's up, Randy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. And you, Brian?
I'm doing okay. Just thought I'd do a little late night stream here. I was kind of sitting here. I'm like, I'm kind of bored. My wife's sleeping, and my kids are all busy. I'm like, we'll come on and talk about some stuff. We'll do maybe mock drafts in a little bit. But I had put up a poll up, Randy, and it's I only put up the names of the latest interest and possible interviews. Now, Robert Saleh is scheduled to interview. They requested to interview Leslie Frazier of the Seattle Seahawks. So right there, they'll have the Rooney Rule covered. Pete Carroll and Urban Meyer. So anybody on that list intrigue you at all? Pete Carroll, by the way, before you answer that, is putting together a full staff. He's getting his staff because what they want is for you to walk into the interview, well, listen, Donnie, that's just the latest confirmed interest in these players. We obviously know Deion's in play. We know Kellen's in play, but they can't talk to him. But out of those four, Robert Saleh, Leslie Frazier, Pete Carroll, Urban Meyer, does any of those tickle your fancy at all?
Saleh. I like Saleh because honestly, I don't think he got a fair chance at the Jets, and he's a darn good defensive coordinator. He could control the defense if our defensive coordinator don't come back. So I like the idea of Saleh. He's a young guy too.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do. And what I like about Saleh is He will be your defensive guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he also has ties to the Shanahan tree. There's a good chance that we will get what's his name? Who's the coach in Green Bay? What's his name?
Oh,
LaFleur.
uh,
Well,
LaFleur,
his brother is an offensive coordinator. I forget with who. Mike LaFleur. Maybe the Niners, maybe. But anyway, or maybe no, with the Rams. I think
Rams.
I think Mike LaFleur is with the Rams. You could possibly have Mike LaFleur in that scenario. They're all like really tight.
Bring him on. I would like that.
McVay and them talk all the time. So, if you really want to win, you get a guy like Robert Saleh, bring in a young, dynamic offensive coordinator from the Shanahan tree, McVay tree. You could probably keep Bones Fossil. Maybe bring in Nussmeier from Philly as a quarterbacks. I don't know what you would do. But yeah, I think out of these four, that's the best. I was surprised to see Urban Meyer on there.
I don't want Urban Meyer.
I
I
mean,
don't think he would handle the pros very good.
I mean, sometimes I wonder if the Joneses are out of touch. They throw these names out there like, oh, that's going to get people's excited. No, it's embarrassing. We don't want Urban Meyer.
No, and honestly, with who you said Pete Carroll? He's what is he? 72, 73?
Well,
he's got to be up there. I want somebody that's younger, that's
me
got new
too.
blooded.
Me too.
I don't want somebody that's going to be I'm not saying a retread, but yeah, they are retreads.
I do like Pete Carroll though.
I do too.
I think he's a winner. But
I do too. But at this point in his life, I would rather have Robert Saleh, somebody young.
Let me look that up, to be honest with you, just to see how old he really is.
Hi, Logan. How you doing?
Pete Carroll, 73. He's actually younger than Belichick. I mean, he's, I do like Pete Carroll. There's something about him that I like. But I don't know why. I don't know where he, I guess it may fit in what Dallas wants in their short term, but I don't know, man. Out of that four, and how do you not go with Robert Saleh? Urban Meyer, no way. Leslie Frazier,
no.
I think we all know what that is. I mean, he did coach the Vikings.
I would love to have prime time, but I just don't see him coming here.
I don't know. I have a weird feeling about that, but we're just reporting what's going on. Well, Mark Hutchin, those are the ones that we're hearing rumors. Now, they've confirmed interviews with Robert Saleh and Leslie Frazier. I heard a little while ago that they're mulling over Pete Carroll and Urban Meyer. Like, what the? I mean, I just think they throw crap up against the wall and see what, and they have their people looking at the, looking out and see what gets the most buzz. Everybody knows what the buzz is, but I can tell you who we don't want. We don't want. Well, I don't. I don't want Kellen Moore.
Me either.
Nothing against the man. All of a sudden I'm hearing, I thought that he was this great offense coordinator. He's not a bad coordinator. He's limited. He's limited. I think what they're doing in Philly, they're doing despite him, to be honest with you. There's really nothing he's doing. I mean, it's Jeff Stoutland's run game.
It's that offensive line
and that defensive
line are taking care of business.
I mean, you saw at least I did. I saw the all 22 of the game. Nobody was open. That's not because they don't have good players. It's because the scheme that they're running sucks. Meaning, Kellen Moore. There's no pre-snap motion. This is all the same type of stuff that we were complaining about. The difference is Eagles have more talent, so they can get through more of it. Like you said, they have a great offensive line. They can kind of hide things, whereas the less talent you have, you get exposed a little bit. But AJ Brown hates Kellen Moore. Chris Johnson. It's just begun. This is only year one.
Yeah.
It was pretty pathetic when you saw the all 22. Nobody was open, and that's again, you could cover receivers in the NFL. You can't. You have to scheme them open. It is what it is. But yeah, Chris May says, I want a stern coach, a coach that will ride that ass. Besides, Pete brings his players together. That's what I was telling Randy. That's the only thing about Pete Carroll. I would rather go with Pete Carroll than Kellen Moore, just because his
I
teams
would too.
always play good, hard. I mean, they always play hard. I mean, do I want him? And no, it's not like I'm pushing for Pete Carroll. But out of that list, if I'm hearing that they're bringing in Robert Saleh as a possible. Oh, by the way, if you don't get the head coach, would you be interested in defensive coordinator?
I'm okay with that too.
You know what I mean? So because we haven't really heard. I think, in my humble opinion, I think if Dion takes the job, Zimmer will be the D coordinator. I think Zimmer he would do his buddy a favor. Remember Zimmer
I agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree, because they were very close when Dion played.
Well, plus in Jackson State, he went to Jackson State, the HBCU, and helped him when he first got there. So they're very close, very, very close. So, okay, it is what it is. Now, do you know offhand? I didn't really do any research. What does Robert Saleh run? Does he run a 4-3 or a 3-4? Do we know?
I believe he runs a 4-3.
Yeah, let me look it up just real quick.
I'm really not sure on that one.
Yeah, I'm curious. Saleh's base defensive scheme has been 4-3 with principles from the coaches he has worked under, like Pete Carroll. So there you go. Pete Carroll, Dan Quinn, and Gus Bradley. So you could have a situation where now, if you start putting some of the pieces together, you could have a possible Pete Carroll, Robert Saleh reunion, but I kind of doubt it. Yes, he is Mark Hutchinson. He's defensive minded. That's why we were talking about he's Robert Saleh, Mark Hutchinson. Mark is very, very close with Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, and Matt LaFleur's brother, who's the offensive coordinator with the Rams, Mike LaFleur. So you would see a Mike LaFleur come here as the offensive coordinator. Mark Hutchinson, Vinny Hagan, Randy, he says Randy Gold moving up. Isn't that funny?
And he's in the second round now.
Isn't that funny? We were saying, what's going on here? The other guy can't get on the field. Or
Bond can't catch a pass. He's hurt all the time. And Golden is just flying up the boards.
Yeah, now they're saying, I was watching, I forget, I lose track. I was watching somebody today or listening when I was walking my mail route. I was listening. I think it was Broadus. I think it was yesterday's draft show. And they were talking about Golden. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I mean, we were calling him out saying, look at that. Look at my man. He's just a good ball player. And now all of a sudden he's flying up the boards.
Mike Green is another player for Marshall that's moving up the boards too.
He's a smaller guy,
Yeah, he is. He's a smaller, Parsons.
Yeah. I think he's smaller than Mike.
He is.
I think he's
smaller.
Shorter.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were saying about Jalon Walker. Jalon Walker, who we had talked about out of Georgia, he's barely a tick above 6'1". And
I didn't realize he was so short. I mean, not
small,
short, but he's small.
Short, and it's not going to work. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how you can make that work. Brian, all these draft shows mold into one. Yeah, I try not to watch too much of it, Vinny. I like to I like the fact, I like Broadus, but I mean, everybody has their own. Like you watch Jeff Kavanaugh, and he has his own. He has what he likes, and sometimes it's kind of ridiculous, but everybody's entitled to who they like. But Mark Hutchinson. So, if we got Robert, do you think the draft focuses on defense? No, you still got to go get what you got to get. Again, I think I just want to take the best available. I know, people aren't gonna like this, but if it's Genty, it's Genty. I'm sorry, but if it is, it is. I mean, don't Don't mess around. If it's Luther, I keep going back and forth, but I'm back to Luther Burden being the over Egbuka. Now I'm back to him again because the more I see and the more I hear, it's like, yeah, he's probably a better a player than Egbuka, but you can't go wrong with either. Egbuka is definitely going to be on the board for us. Burden, we're not sure. But the Chicago Bears flew Mike McCarthy. They flew Mike McCarthy on a private jet to Chicago for the interview today. And what do you think?
I think that he's gonna be there. I think they wanted him all along.
I think that he fits what they want.
I do too. And plus, he's from
Cheaper.
that division. Remember, he coached Green Bay to the World Super Bowl, and I think that's the reason they want him.
Really?
I don't think that he got. I shouldn't say it this way, but this is the way I feel. I don't think he got a fair shake in Dallas. You know, with Jerry Jones above, you don't always get what you want. They didn't help him out a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I definitely agree with that. Honestly, you think you're going to the playoffs or win the Super Bowl with Robert Saleh? Why wouldn't you, Arturo? He's a hell of a defensive coordinator.
He is.
I don't think it's fair to look at the Jets. Listen, I'm not predicting
No.
anything. I'm just saying you got to start. You got to start at ground zero now, and you got to pick a coach. I want this to be an extensive search. If anybody's in a rush, obviously they're not in the business to go get a Ben Johnson. They're, and that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they have a certain mold that they want, and I can't argue with what they want. They're the one that's writing the check. So if that's, I think that Jerry being involved the way he is, and Jerry's a bit on a mission right now. I think what you've been seeing is a lot of Stephen Jones in the background. Stephen and Will are more in lockstep. The more I think about it, I think that they're an issue because they're the ones that wanted McCarthy around, from what I'm gathering, and that Jerry was ready to move on. They're the ones that wanted Dak Prescott, and Jerry's was ready to move on. It's just one of those things where you don't really know what to believe or any go by. You got to try and solve the mystery ourselves with the little bit of information that we're getting. But Jane Slater is really burning the midnight, oil. She's reporting that that Deion Sanders is for real.
I hope so.
Well, and honestly, I don't know that he would be better than Robert Saleh when it's all said and done. Other than, you know what I mean? Like when you get down to brass tacks.
Well, we haven't had that injection in 20, 30 years?
That's where I'm talking. Yep, you got it. Go ahead.
But if you bring Deion in, he's going to get the respect of the young players. He's going to get the respect of everybody around in the organization. And Jerry's going to not just sit on his butt and not pick up free agents. He's going to go out and do things. That's the only way they're going to get the fan base back the right way.
And I think this goes back to the preseason. Just remember, people, Jerry just said a few weeks ago, I love Mike McCarthy. He's doing a great job. He said the same thing with Jason Garrett right before he brought in McCarthy. Jerry's good at selling you the positive and then cutting your head off, or you know what I mean? I mean, he has no he could care less. He's just telling you, I mean, he's just a nice guy about it, but he's going to do what's best and what he wants to do with this franchise. I think what Deion's wrestling with, because if it wasn't going to happen, it would have been like, no.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean? It would have been no right away.
Let me ask you this question.
It's not about winning, unfortunately, Kid Cal, but what has any of these guys won, right? It's about rejuvenating this franchise that started off the beginning of the year with a half-empty Oxnard, and there was no excitement following that Green Bay dismantling in the playoffs. This fan base, I was at the game in November. it was ho-hum at best against the Eagles. So anyway, go ahead. What were you going to say, Randy?
I wanted to ask you, Brian. Now, put in this situation. If Dion came here, what's to say we can't have Saleh as a defensive coordinator?
It's
You bring
possible.
bring Jason Witten as a tight ends coach. You bring I don't remember the guy's name, but he was a lineman for us back
Oh
in the
yeah,
day.
Leon Lett or
Uh, no, I'm talking about on the offensive
oh
line.
yeah, Mark
Uh,
Colombo.
Colombo
Yeah,
as the
yeah, yeah.
offensive line coach. I mean, you could do things and the fans would go
Well,
crazy
that's
because
the thing. I think that's unfortunately for our fan base. My attention is Robert Saleh right now. I mean, out of those four, I I just did a poll up there. Those are the four, the latest names, two of which are going to have interviews: Leslie Frazier and Robert Saleh. I, they got to do the Rooney Rule. The more digging that I'm doing, they're not even going to try and get John Gruden, which is disappointing that those emails are going to haunt John Gruden for the rest of his career. So
yeah,
it's a joke, but obviously people don't find it funny. And the times we live in, it is what it is. Even though that John Gruden's football team and the Raiders and even Warren Sapp said they'd run through a wall for the man, and they don't believe it was a joke. That they don't believe he's that guy. But whatever.
yeah, I agree. I
It's
agree.
I feel bad for him, but it is what it is. What's up, Flip
Hmm.
Shelton? What's up? What's up, everybody? It,
The other guy I would like to have them look at is Aaron Glenn.
yeah. Aaron Glenn had already said he's a Dallas guy, played with the Cowboys. Already said his job that he really wants is the Jets. But I mean,
Oh,
you still interview him. Now, Kid Cowboy says a head coach brings in his crew. Well, not necessarily with Dallas Cowboys. They
yeah,
they always say, well, would you be interested in this? Would you be interested in that? Supposedly, McCarthy was offered a 1-year deal and had to accept Jason Witten into the organization. So, you know,
well, of
Frederick,
all the
yeah,
coaches you said, I would rather have Saleh, and if it came down to it, Pete Carroll. I mean,
yeah,
and the only reason I say that, I don't want the other guys. I don't want Kellen Moore. I don't want the other Urban Meyer or any of them
David
other
Meyer. I
guys.
mean, what does that even
Well, I
have?
don't even know how his name came
Yeah,
up.
I know, but that's what they're talking about. What about Robert Saleh as head coach DC with Wes Phillips as OC, Vikings passing coordinator? TJ, big O line coach who studied under Statland in Philly. Um, yeah, I don't. I did see them talking about PJ. I mean TJ Frederick. So maybe he gets an interview. Um, I did hear, and I know Eagle fans aren't going to like this. I did hear um, a Kellen Moore, Nussmeier, and Stoutland, all three coming to Dallas. So uh, I'm just reporting what I'm hearing. I know the Eagle fans wouldn't be happy about Stoutland leaving, but it is what it is. That's what I heard latest. Is Kellen Moore would bring multiple guys with him. Mouse, I'm telling you what I heard today from a reliable source. Stoutland wants to be more involved other than O-line coach. But again, I'm not saying he's leaving. Again, if you offer him the offensive coordinator job, Philly D, he would leave. It all depends. But that's what I heard. So I would not still want that because I don't want Kellen Moore. That's how much I don't like Kellen Moore. Again, you say he's not leaving, but from the people that I did talk to today or yesterday said that Kellen would be, Frederick Kellen would try and bring both of those guys there, but they would have to give Stoutland a high position. That's why you're hearing Mark Colombo and, yeah, so we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting. Regardless, you got Dracula. You're fine. Dracula is the best. So that's what that's the rumors behind the scenes that they're talking about, but we don't want Kellen Moore, so you can keep him.
No.
We've been there, done that. He won't bring in John Gruden because he won't want to control it all. Well, I was listening to Brian Broaddus, and I was surprised that Brian said this. He's like best friends with John Gruden. But he also said John Gruden is horrible at picking talent.
Yeah, talent evaluator.
He's horrible at it. He said, so you just got to make sure you got somebody that can buy the groceries. He'll coach him up, but, I thought that was interesting. Yes, I did hear Ron Rivera. Now, they did interview Ron last time, I believe. But, yeah, Riverboat might get an interview. At this point, interview as many people. I don't want Ron Rivera either. There was a time I liked Ron, Randy. There was a time I really liked him. Thought he was a hell of a coach. But this last stop was bad. I think he lost it. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I don't want Ron either. I'm with you.
You know what I mean? Something happened. Yes, Mouse. Dracula has one of the highest winning percentages, so your guys are good. You guys are good, man. You got the best coach in the league. He won't bring John Gruden or Belichick in because they're not yes men. Mark Hutchinson. Belichick already hired 2 more coaches. Belichick's not leaving anywhere right now. He's staying for at least a year. Maybe next year his buyout drops down to $1 million. Maybe he decides to get back in, or the year after. But yeah, no, he's staying in Carolina for the short term. No way Dallas pass on Salah, right? Yeah, of course they do. Dallas does things ass backwards, Mouse. I'd be lying if I said I knew what they're going to do. But what I will tell you is I want to see a long, search. But I don't think you can fault Robert Saleh for what happened with the Jets.
No.
He was 2-3 with the Jets, and they didn't do anything after he left. I repeat, he was 2-3 with the Jets, and then after that, I think they won one more game the rest of the year?
1 or 2. It wasn't many.
Yeah, it wasn't many. Let me look. Let me see.
I think they were 4-13.
Okay, so they won 2 games. Let's see what they were. The Jets, they won 5, so they won 3 more games the rest of the year. It's ridiculous. So, what's up, Virus? How are you? All right,
I'm pretty good, man. Just hanging out.
I mailed your stuff, so you'll get it in a couple days. I put it all in one box, so just jammed it in there. So
just jammed it in there.
Nah, my wife was very neat with, or not my wife, my friend who does it for me. She was very neat with it, so I mean, it'll be safe.
No, I'm just playing.
Oscar Brian said he would be fine with Dracula, and I agreed. Let's see,
for Dallas?
No, I don't want Dracula. I'm saying
no. Oh, what? No,
I said Dracula for the birds. He's a lifer.
Oh, yeah. No,
I think he saved his job.
Well, they have a heck of a team. Let's just face it. They've got a darn good team.
Yeah, they do. They actually do. And I would say what helped them out is their 2 draft picks this year. They hit a home run. It's not easy to do that. So kudos. I saw where Kenyon Mitchell was 3rd in all pro voting, which is better than Pro Bowl. So he was 3rd runner up. So that's very good for a rookie. So remember, going into the draft, he was my number 1 a corner when other people had Wiggins and some other, some other names. I liked Mitchell. So he didn't go till 22, but I liked him. I know a lot of people were touting Terrion Arnold. I think Detroit traded up to get Terrion Arnold.
Yeah, with us.
That really hasn't worked. I didn't like Terrion Arnold as much. I didn't. But anytime you evaluate these young corners, especially from small school, like where Mitchell was from, you're actually going out on a limb, a little bit. But so far, so good. The kid looks like the real deal. So, and DeJean, I think he's a hell of a tackler. You haven't seen that much of Cooper DeJean, but looks like it's going to be a great pick. So remember, he started out the year hurt. So, I think next year will be a more telling. But Mitchell, is definitely a hit, and I think Mitchell should be from everything I see. They're not relying on him too much. I like how they're playing him. Yeah, again, you know how it is. It's the Alabama thing, right? Yeah, everybody elevated to Terry Arnold. Game time. What did you think of Eagles defense? What do you think? I like it. I do. I think N'Kobe Dean. I mean, it's gonna hurt, but like Randy always says, it's up front is where you need to be stout, and that's where everything starts. And I think Jalen Carter just keeps getting better and better. Jordan Davis is a good player. I mean, he's not great, but Jalen Carter is a freak. So anybody that's lined up next to Jalen Carter is gonna flourish. So I like him. I mean, listen, at the end of the year, it's a reset, right? That's why I told the Eagle fans, stop looking at next year, go win it this year, because you might lose Milton Williams, you may lose Josh Sweat, and now you got to get lucky or go out and get somebody, because it doesn't take much.
We ought to know we had injury after injury.
It doesn't take much. Injuries aside, I'm just talking. These guys are free agents, so they're not going to be able to keep everybody. They're going to have to be a little. I think they're going to be aggressive in the draft to try and get up and get the best edge rusher. So I think they should anyway. But anyway, I mean, I like Nolan Smith, undersized. He's good. I don't know that he's an every down guy, Philly D. Isaac, it's for, you got to be a channel member. I thought you were. I don't know why I thought you were a channel member. He's on the way. He's on his way, Mouse. So anyway, what else are we going to talk about? We talked about, what's that?
We can talk about who's going to win this games this weekend.
Yeah, well, we know what we're going to hear, but all right, yeah. So, what do you think? Let's start with the first game. We got the Texans at the Chiefs. Is there any way that Houston wins the game, everybody?
No.
Man, that'd be a crazy. They have to make 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I
I don't either. I think it's going to be. They every time we say it's going to be a runaway, maybe by 10 over the Texans.
Yeah.
Something like that. I just don't see it. Kansas City's got too much for them, and their defense is the reason Kansas City has won a lot of games this year.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the Chiefs win that one. The Commanders and Lions. This is the biggest line of the week. Lions by 9.5. Is there any way at all that the Lions lose this game?
If they don't show up, that's the only. I mean, their offense is just unreal, and I don't know. I don't think a lot of Washington. Yeah, they won, and I'm not taking anything away from their team. They're in the playoffs.
31-24, huh? That's pretty close, Oscar.
I think it's going to be like 40-24 or something like that, Detroit.
Very interesting.
If we should have beat them twice, then how can you say that Detroit's not going to beat them?
Yeah, I expect the Lions to beat them. It's just one of those games where I think that Jaden Daniels plays out of his mind. The Lions' defense is not what it was, but let's look at it this way: they're well rested.
Yes,
they're well rested. I'm rooting for the Lions. We can't let the Commanders get too carried away. So, in my opinion, Next
As long
game.
as Detroit Lions. Oh yeah, all right.
No, go ahead.
As long as they can stop him at the end, because they always get lucky at the very end, at last minute. as long as it's not close.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Something weird can happen if that happens.
Yeah.
Then you got the Rams at the Eagles. This game is intriguing to me because if the Rams play the way they did against the Vikings, the Eagles could be in for a real game.
The Rams are fighting for something for their city. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping they're doing. You know,
I don't think we can argue that they have a lot of talent, Randy. I mean, the Rams are stacked on offense.
I would like to see the Rams do it, but I just see the Eagles winning by 10.
Yeah, I think the Eagles up
if
front
they
are
can
going
get
to be
9
too
sacks
much.
like they did, then yeah, I could say that that's a guaranteed win.
But I do think it's going to be closer than people think.
Hey, come on.
I hope you're right.
I really do believe that because I'm here. All my friends are saying, "Oh, blowout by the Eagles," and Sean McVay is one of them coaches where, you because Eagles went to L.A., which they don't have the biggest home field advantage. So that's never really a thing for the Rams, really. I remember when Dallas went in there for the playoff game, there was more Cowboys fans in there than there was Rams fans. So, McVay is a very good coach. Eagles went in there and won. I know Drew was at the game. But I just have a weird feeling. I just do. I think this Rams offense is going to be able to do something, and as well as the Eagles run game. So I definitely, and the line tells you would think it would be up near 9, 10. You really do. The fact that it's only 6.5.
That surprises me a little bit.
The only thing that scares me locally is there's going to be snow possibly. So that could really
change the direction of the game.
Yeah,
big time.
Let me do a quick. Let me look for sure here. Partly cloudy in the morning, then becoming cloudy with a mix of rain and snow later in the day. 5 to 10 mile wind, a chance of precip 60%. It's less than an inch of snow, so it's not a big deal. Low 30s.
Slushy.
Yeah, low 30s at the start of game time. But I think it'll be fun. So I think it'll be a good game. I was rooting for the Vikings, but Sam Darnold, the way he played, it's really going to come down to the Rams' offensive line giving Stafford any kind of time. If he can do that, then it'll be a good game. But, Eagles, obviously are the favorite for a reason. So, and then we finish with, I think Sundays, I think all these games are great. The only game I really don't care too much about is Texans-Chiefs. But Commanders-Lions is real good fun. Rams and Eagles is a blast. And Ravens and Bills is freaking unbelievable.
That's the game that's going to be, you don't know what's going to happen. It could go either way.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting game right there.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting, to see. Very interesting. Now, when does
Don't they play the later game on Sunday?
Yeah, 8
That's
o'clock.
The later game?
Yeah. 8 o'clock. When is the championship game for the college? Is that Monday?
That's Monday.
Okay.
Monday.
Yeah. All right. Dan Campbell will lose it for the Lions. Mark Hudson.
Going for it.
Let's see here. What do we got? Philly +4, says Chris May. I think if Eagles win, they cover. I think if Rams win, it's a field goal game. But who the hell knows, man? I think Commanders win by 3. A Tony Boo? Shit. I have a weird feeling about that game. I just do. I don't know why.
I hope he's not right.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying. I have a weird feeling. I have it. So it is what it is.
Well, Baltimore they blasted Buffalo this year, didn't they? They beat Buffalo bad, right? If I'm not mistaken, earlier in the year.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
you're right.
that's when what's the name? Derrick Henry went off.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me look at. Yeah, they lost to the Ravens 35-10 in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. Now this is in Buffalo this week,
Yeah. This is in
so
Buffalo.
that could make a difference. But
Definitely.
I think it's going to be a good game. I'm excited about this weekend.
Yeah, and that's why I look at the Rams because they lost against the Rams in L.A. And it's like Rams are a hot and cold team. I see a lot of the Eagle fans saying boots to asses and stuff like that. Rams are hot and cold. If you get the hot Rams team, it could be a scary game. I'm just letting you know, Eagle fans, it could be a scary game. If you don't get the hot Rams team, then you could roll. I mean, that's just really what it is. They're a talented team. Let's not act like they're not talented. They are.
I know they ran all over the Rams earlier in the year.
Yeah.
But
that was early in the year.
Earlier in the year, and every time that's brought up, it's a different time now. I mean, you got to.
I mean, we'll
earn
see.
Your way, but...
Look, my question to the Eagles, Philly D, and everybody: who's going to fill in for Nakobe Dean? Because as much as I didn't care for him, his numbers are good this year. He's played very well this year. So who's the next man up? I'm just curious. Who's the next man up? Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Really? There's not another guy you're using? He's actually getting the start? Burks is who I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Burks. That's who's going to play.
Did Trotter Jr. not play a lot this year?
No, not at all. He was more of a special teamer. He's the one that caused the fumble to start the game last week. Hard hitter. It's just for a small guy, he doesn't have a lot of speed. But again, I think it's going to be Burks. Yes, I think Burks is the guy. That's who I was thinking of, Philly D. So that'll be interesting. But either way, that's 4 great games as far as I'm concerned. I'm looking for 3 great games. And then we roll right into Monday with the... Now, what's the line on that game? Does anybody know what the line on the college football? Let's see.
If I was guessing, it'd be about almost 10.
I'm trying to find it. College football playoff. Let's see.
This is their first year doing this, right? The playoffs for the college?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Huh. Let me just go to Vegas odds. Let's see here. Odds. All right. Ohio State. Oh, God.
It's more than 10.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's not?
It's 8.5. It's anywhere from 8. Like DraftKings has it at 8.5. Ohio State minus 8.5. FanDuel has it at 8.5. Bally's has it at 9.5. ESPN has it at 8. Anywhere from 8 to 9.5 over Notre Dame. Is there any chance Notre Dame wins this game?
Oof. If you're asking me, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Ohio State's freaking stacked at almost every freaking position. Look how many players are going to be drafted in the NFL this year by Ohio State.
I agree with you, but all that being said, I got a weird feeling that Notre Dame's going to win it all.
I hope so. I would love to see
I just have a weird feeling that that they're going to, I mean, you saw, Ohio State has been up and down all year with that talent. Ryan Day is not the best of coaches. What's up, David? How are you, brother? Breaking news per MH Dallas has requested permission to interview Leslie Fraser, see a Pete Carroll connection. Yes, that's why I have him as part of the as the poll.
Yep.
Those are the 4 guys that I was told that they have interest in, along with Dion, Kellen, unfortunately, but they can't talk to Kellen. So I want Notre Dame, but Ohio State is good. They are good, Vinny. They are. There's no doubt that they're good. I'm just telling you, I have a weird feeling about that. I just do. I have a weird feeling that Notre Dame's going to win that game. I think they have the coaching advantage. That's a scrappy defense that they have, but we'll see. It could be ugly. I mean, either way, we'll be here for it. It'll be fun. If Michigan beat Ohio State, they can be beat. Jay, exactly. But Ohio State is playing their best ball of the year. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. So,
I hope we have a good game. I'll be honest.
that's
I
what
want
it's
it to be
about, right?
Yeah, I want it to be a good game.
That's what it's about. All right, we're gonna do a mock draft. Okay, we're gonna do a mock draft, everybody. We're just gonna do I'll do 5 rounds just to get us through. We'll pick Dallas. You know what? We'll pick Dallas and we'll pick the Eagles. How's that? My Eagle fans can help me with the selections, and I'll let Randy and them help. Do our selections.
I'll try my best.
Yeah.
I don't know college very well.
Yeah.
I got to do our research before draft comes up.
Yeah, we'll mess around with it. So, all right, we are on the clock. I'm going to hide all trades. Okay, let's go over who went. You had Shador Sanders went, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Michael Williams, Aston Genty, good call, Mark Hutchinson, Tet McMillan, Malachi Starks, James Pierce, Nick Skirton, and of course Mason Graham went 1 pick ahead of us. So we are on the clock. You're looking at Will Johnson and Shavon Ravel. You're looking at Kelvin Banks, Luther Burden III, and Emeka Egbuka. Those are the names you're looking at.
The wide receiver, right?
Yeah, but we do have some trade offers.
Yes, look at the trade officers.
I only see one. We go from 12 to 20, but we get 20, 51, and 85.
Whew, that's a lot of picks.
It is.
I'd take that trade. I'd take my chance because you're going to find somebody good down there.
So
at least
that's
at
20.
But we're losing a first round grade though.
Yeah, well, you figure
We
don't
need
like
players.
Will Johnson. I would take Kelvin Banks. I would take Luther Burden. I would take Emeka Egbuka. That's 3.
Could Banks fall?
What's that?
To 20? You think Banks can fall to 20?
I like Josh Simmons, who I think. Oh, by the way, Randy,
Mm-hmm.
I think Josh Simmons may go ahead of us.
I agree with you right there.
So that's going to drop somebody else to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're starting to see Jahdae Barron go where he's supposed to in the second round, maybe at the end of the first, but not. So you want to trade down then?
I would trade down.
Yeah,
Let's
trade
just
down.
see what happens. Let's just have fun with it. We could take our guy, but let's just see.
This is what's fun about mock drafts.
All right, so just Will Campbell went, Shane Ravel went, Will Johnson went. So let's see who makes it to us.
Go for it.
Wow, yeah, Colston Loveland went, Jaylon Walker went. So far we're gonna get somebody. Emeka
So far,
Egbuka.
there's two receivers still there that we need.
You got Egbuka went. Cam Williams went. There's one more team. Now there's one team ahead of us, but we're looking at Kelvin Banks, Luther Burden still there. So we're gonna get somebody. Luther Burden went. So I'm not gonna drop down anymore.
No.
So right now we're looking at Kelvin Banks Jr. He's going to play guard. He's going to plug and play. He's the best offensive tackle in this draft.
That's who I would take right there.
You got Tyler Warren.
You could take Banks, put him on the right side, move Guyton over to the right. To the right.
In this particular thing, Josh Simmons is still there.
And see, I might take Simmons over Banks because Josh Simmons is probably going to be a tackle.
But
I mean, that's just what flavor you want.
My thing is this: I don't think we should take Josh Simmons because I really don't know the medicals, and we don't know if we, you know what I mean. We really don't know. So, but we know Kelvin Banks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think let's just take Banks, because look at our
Okay.
picks. We have 20, 44, 51, 76, 85. I mean, we have a lot of picks coming up. So
Yeah,
if we get
that one
Banks,
trade gave us a lot of players.
yeah. So Kelvin Banks, boom. So now we have the Eagles pick coming up. So we're gonna have to sit. We'll pick for
Sorry.
them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me hide the trades. Eagles, you are on the clock. So I don't know what you want. Eagles needs are linebacker, edge rusher, offensive guard, defensive tackle, which I don't agree with. Wide receiver, not really. You need edge rusher, linebacker. I'm I'm waiting to hear from my Eagle people. So Eagles would get 36 and 69 and give up 30 and 132. You could go with this one. You drop one, but that's kind of weird.
Jay says take the best player.
Take the best player.
Any edge
Pick
defender.
from the top. That's what I'll do. I'll just pick A.
They want an edge, is what they want.
Well, you got Shamar Stewart, 6'6", 291's a big boy out of Texas A&M.
Tell you what, that tight end out of Bowling Green, he's gonna be a stud too.
Who?
Tight end.
Tight end out of Bowling
yeah,
Green.
Fannin.
They need a tight. Goddard's always hurt, so if it was me, I would pick Harold Fannin Jr. But I don't know if that's what they want.
Yeah, I'm going to give them the best edge, but I'm going to let them pick. I mean, you got to remember, everybody, where you're picking right now, which is 30, it's a second-round guy anyway.
Yeah.
This Shamar Stewart is 6'6", 291. He's more of a... He's not like your prototypical edge rusher.
Is he A&M?
Yeah.
I don't like him at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's more of a tackle type guy.
mhm.
I can give you Jihad Campbell, guys. Jihad Campbell's the best linebacker in here.
A lot of them are saying trade down.
All right, you want to trade down? Landon Jackson out of Arkansas, 6'7", 282. Another guy.
Pretty good.
But he's another guy that's not he ain't like a Jared Verse coming off the edge. You got Princely, Human, whatever, 6'5", 256. I think maybe you look at the trade down. You want to go to, you drop from 30 and go to 36, you get 69, but you give up 132.
Drew says take the tight end. But another guy says Philly. I agree, Oscar. Game time. We're trading down.
All right. So you want this one? You drop one and you get 63, but you get 94. That's kind of stupid. You drop to 54.87. I don't like that. Why don't you go with the first one? You drop 6 picks, but you get 69. You want the Green Bay offer? 54 and 87. Okay. Is this what you want? All right, CZ, you got it. You sure? Going once.
Yeah, because they move way up in their in the third round there on 87. They get that 87. That's good.
All right. Bang. There it is. All right. So we'll wait and see what like I said, Dallas is up at 44, 51, 76, and 85.
See what that trade did for us?
So we're on the board. Look who's on the board.
Kenneth Grant's there.
Yeah,
I know. But that tight end is there.
Yeah,
Human Yillen is good.
Jackson Dart's there. Isaiah Bond. Nah, he can
Dart.
stretch.
He likes Dart.
I'm seeing Judkins in the third now, just like like these Ohio State edges are not going to go as high as we think.
I'm going to say what I think Dallas would do. I think they would go Kyle Kennard from South Carolina. He's a heck of an edge rusher. That's what I think they would do, but they may go receiver here.
I know where I would go.
Where would you go?
And I think they might really consider it. The best
Yeah,
linebacker in the draft is here.
I'm okay with that too. Jaheim
Jihad Campbell. Well,
Yeah, I like him too.
I don't know how. Let's just 6'3", 244. You're not going to have.
And he's a tackling machine.
I mean, Eric Hendricks is gone. You know, he's out of a contract. He's 33 now. You're probably not going to have his coach.
I like that pick.
I don't care what we do, but I know me. If that, you're basically getting an unbelievable player. Now, who did you like?
Kenneth Grant from Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a heck of a defensive lineman, and we've got to shore that up too. But I like your assumption on we need a linebacker also.
Yeah, and we pick again at 51. So and
try it. I mean, we might get lucky and get both of them.
Yeah, let's try the best linebacker only because of the injury. Eric Hendricks is gone.
Yeah, and John
yeah, I mean Jihad is a beast. He is a tackling machine. Now I do like that. Well, let's just take him. I'm not gonna get too cute here. We'll go with Jihad Campbell. There goes Fannin right away.
Yeah. I knew it. He's gonna be I'm telling you, remember this, he's gonna be a star.
So Kenneth Grant is still on the board.
Well, then we take him. That all of a sudden you just improve the middle 1,000% on that defense.
You got Kenneth Grant. We don't need the edges we can wait on. Who were you talking about? Just curious. That was a beast. Kyle Kennard. 6'5", 254. Okay. He's an edge. Now we picked linebacker and offensive tackle. We have 76 and 85 coming up. If we're looking ahead, we got to get our running back and our receiver.
And a receiver, yes.
So let's, I think let's get that defensive tackle.
Yeah,
now,
Grant.
Is that other defensive tackle? Is he off the board? Just curious.
Well, Grant can put pressure up the middle.
Yeah, the other one's off the board.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. I mean, Kyle Kennard could be a possibility, though.
Yeah, he could, because I'm telling you, he's a heck of a player too.
I'm only saying that because we're losing. We don't know what we have with. I just know how Dallas is. I don't know how they really love Grant. Massive defensive lineman with a low center of gravity. Sheer mass makes him difficult to move. He can eat up double teams, combo blocks, reset his
side to side.
Okay.
He's a big boy, 6'3".
I would think it's either him or the guy you were talking about.
Kennard.
Yeah. So I'm going to let Randy make this pick here.
I would call Grant here.
Okay.
That's going to help your middle. If we keep Osa, I
don't think we're keeping Osa. That's my fear.
Yeah. Well,
which is even more of a
reason why you take him.
Right. We don't know, so let's go with Grant here. All right. So we got Grant. Isaiah Bond went. All right. Eagles are on the board with their first pick. So what did the Birds do? They haven't picked anything yet. So where do you guys want? Let's see. Oh, wait.
This is where, if Kennard's still there, I would not doubt if they went Kennard.
Well, they got JT Tuimalau. That's the edge out of Ohio State. The Kyle Kennard out of South Carolina. I think the Eagles should take him. This dude's a beast.
He is a beast. I've watched his film.
Eagles, Kyle Kennard out of South Carolina. Like I said, he's one of these guys. So you want the tight end, Drew? Let's see who's available. The tight end. Mason Taylor out of LSU. He's 67. So you're drafting, I don't know, man. But I'll let you guys pick.
That's what he wants, though.
No, he wants it. There's more than one. I see Jimbo wants Kennard. Honestly, I think Kennard is the better player. So
it's a real need for them as far as defense, and that would really.
You could take one of the Ohio State guys, but regardless, 6'5", 254. Eesh. All right, Mouse. I think you should go with one of the edge rushers. You got the two Ohio State guys who are kind of elevated, kind of like the Georgia guys were. They're good, but they're elevated because they're on such a good team that I think both of them are going to drop to like the third round, in my opinion. Loveland's gone, Vinny. Yeah. The best tight end they got is Mason Taylor or Gunnar Helm. Now, Eagles picks, they have 54, 62, 87, and 94. You got a lot of picks coming up. So take the edge. I think you take a Kyle Kennard. I think he's a beast. So
I do too.
Eagles take Kyle Kennard. Eagles have a lot of picks coming up. Eagles are on the board. The tight ends are still there. We're going to hide the trades. Eagles have 62, 87, and 94 still. So do you now want the tight end? Mason Taylor, LSU, or Gunnar Helm out of Texas? Helm? Mouse said, so let me know what you guys want. You don't need edge. You got offensive tackle. You got defensive tackle. You got edge. Makuba safety. Ooh, there's Golden. Ooh, tight
Yeah,
end
I
now.
know.
I feel like that's the right move. Okay. So if you go with tight end, I like the move. Just let me know which one you like. Mason Taylor. I love Gunnar Helm, but Mason Taylor, 6'5", 256. Gunnar Helm is nasty, 6'6", 249. So let me know what you guys think.
Okay.
I feel like tight end Milton had to come to back, Vinny. So I'll let you guys figure it out. What's DL look like? You talking about defensive line? TJ Sanders out of South Carolina, but nah. Yeah, okay. Mouse, you're going with Gunnar Helm. That's what you're going with. I like Gunnar Helm. He gone. All right. Okay, Randy, I'll let them make the pick. We got 76 and 85 coming up.
Just hold. Oh shit! He just went.
Who's that? Jalen Royals?
No, Golden.
Okay. Matthew Golden, yeah.
And he may even go farther up than this.
Yeah.
By the time we come around.
Just
There's the guy
curious.
right there, Travion Henderson. I'd take him in a heartbeat right now.
I think Savion Williams goes a lot higher than this. So,
oh yes, he does. He does.
So, yeah.
They have him at 154.
Yeah.
Ain't no way he lasts that long. No way.
I'm gonna reject the trades.
You could take Williams and then go back down and.
No, I don't care. I'm just looking. Let's look at running back here and see what we're looking for. Like I said, I only did 5 rounds, so we got to keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm with you. Ollie Gordon is like he's been, his stock is at an all-time low. I mean, I think you go Henderson here is what I think you should go.
I do too.
All right, let's go with the Travion Henderson. I like, you know what? Like, where's the Cincinnati running back? I forgot. I remember the Dylan Sampson. I forgot. Dylan Sampson.
Yeah,
he's gone already. Yeah, we should have waited, but it's all right. I really like Dylan.
There's no way he's going to be at 134. No way. I just
Yeah.
don't see it.
Yeah. Just looking at. I keep hearing about that. Central Florida, I think, or
Actually,
what's
I
his
heard
name?
about him last night.
Yeah, I gotta look him up.
RJ or something.
Yeah,
But
I think he's
uh,
gone.
Broadus was talking about him last night.
Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he went before us.
Yeah,
But
he's gone.
yeah, but anyway, so anyway, we picked Kelvin Banks, Jihad Campbell, Kenneth Grant, and Travion Henderson. So,
And I'm telling you right now, all 4 of them players are starters.
I mean, everybody's gonna say, "Well, you didn't get your wide receiver." Okay, well, you can't do everything. Tez Johnson, I want no part of. None. We already have we already have him.
We do. You're exactly right.
So what I would do, is he gone? I would go with Savion Williams here.
If he's still there, that's who
well.
I would
Again,
take.
don't get caught up where how they have them ranked. I would go with Savion Williams.
He's down with the one.
Let's see, Ricky. No. Yeah, let's just go with Savion Williams. Get our receiver. He's,
I agree.
The Eagles are on the board. Let's see what their picks look like. They have some trade options. They got Kyle Kennard, edge rusher, tight end, Gunnar Helm. They got 2 picks coming up back to back. So we're gonna refuse these trades and we're gonna pick. What do you guys need now? What do you guys need, Philly? Maybe how about a safety? No? Maybe a safety for the Birds? I'm figuring maybe how long is C.J. Gardner-Johnson going to be there? Linebacker? You don't want to reach too much. I mean, Makuba is there for time. I mean, listen, I hope he falls to Dallas. So like we'll give you a mouse saying we don't sign Becton.
Oh, gravy. Oh, good gosh.
Let's see here. You got Ernest Green. He's got my last name. I like him out of Georgia. He'll probably play guard. I like Ernest Green a lot. You got Blake Miller out of Clemson, 6'6", 315's a beast. Making it potentially a day 3, surprisingly mobility. Yeah, he's just a big man.
Mouse says linebacker or defensive line or O-line.
Yeah. I don't care what you guys go with, but I like what you guys are thinking. We already gave you an edge, so maybe
linebacker.
We need an edge rusher. Yeah, we already gave you. We already got you an edge rusher.
Kennard's going to be a heck of a player.
Yeah. So, you don't need corner. I like the offensive tackles.
Yeah, you're still in a good spot for offensive tackles right now.
Yeah, I was going to say linebacker DL safety, baby. No way Philly did that. Oh, I was young, apart from Lane.
I think Mabuka would be the pick, but I'm not a Philly. I don't know a lot about it.
We just don't want to give you the good players. Right guard or right tackle. You ain't taking it. Right guard or right tackle. Well, I would say Ernest Green's the best you got. Shows great quickness and urgency off his stance. A weakness, despite short area bursts, lacks elite. Well, they're just saying athleticism. Build the trenches. Who's on the D line? Well, I have best available. So D line. not until 1:15. So you got time. You really do got time for a D line. What's going on, everybody? How are you? Build them trenches.
I agree. Build them trenches.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna go.
Take the guard. Stoutland University. Yeah, I heard about him too last night. The guard from Stoutland University. I heard he was a player.
Eagles are up again. We're gonna reject that. So I just gave you an offensive tackle. Now I'll give you the safety. How's that? Or do you guys want? Got a linebacker, Deontay Lawson, 6'2", 230 out of Alabama. He's good.
And he's a good sized player too.
Or Lander Barton, 6'4", 2. I like Lander Barton out of Utah as well. So
Eagles need a kicker.
Makuba. Okay, they're taking our guy. That's a smart move, Jimbo. Andrew Makuba's gone. He's the safety. He'll take over for CJ.
Agree.
That's a great pick. He probably should have went the first time. So it's all good. We tried to squeeze over, but you're smart. Oh, shit. All right. So what do we need? We got Dallas has 149 and 160. So, I mean, I didn't do all 7 rounds. So Eagles will be up next. Eagles have 132 and 164. All right. Look at that. Shamar Turner is still there, defensive tackle. You could get yourself another defensive tackle. 6'4", 300 pounds out of Texas A&M.
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to re-sign the what is his name, number 97 for the Eagles.
You give you Scattaboo. I can give yourself a Tonka Hemingway, but what's going on, Royal Sports? Yeah, we're just messing around, a little late night stream. I'm going to give you guys another defensive tackle. At this point, he's a great pick. They had him going early on in the draft process. And I mean, this is where he belongs. So we're going to go ahead and give you the Texas A&M defensive tackle. He's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So now Dallas should be coming up. So we took offensive tackle, linebacker, defensive tackle, running back, wide receiver. We could use another running back. But
that's what I was thinking. Double down on the running back.
Yeah, we'll see who's on the board here.
Double back.
Let's see, running back.
I heard today that the Raiders may be interested in our running back.
Yeah, I know. Which is smart. That makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. That'll take it off our hands. You got Scattaboo. I don't know. We could go. See, like I said, we could go another defensive tackle. We need a safety.
Who is out there in safety?
You got Bryce Anderson out of Texas A&M. We got Ohio State, Latham Ransom. I don't really know much about
How about
him.
offensive lineman at this point?
Offensive line, OL. Let's just look at offense. You got the center out of Western Michigan. Jack Nelson out of Wisconsin. I don't know him.
I don't either. The problem is that once you get past the fourth round, I don't know a lot of these players yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we can call it. You basically, well, yeah, because you basically
we're just guessing pretty much.
Well, and look, we still got 4 picks, and that's not even counting round 6 and round 7. But that's pretty good. And Kelvin Banks is the best.
If you give me them players we took right now, I would take that in a heartbeat.
And you know, I think Savion Williams goes. That's around where he's going to go. He might go a little higher. Henderson, that's around where he's going to go because there's so many running backs. Kenneth Grant, maybe maybe he'll go in the 40s. But to get Jihad Campbell, I really like that. He's a tackling machine. And
well, you just improved your lines right there with them 3 players right
and what
there.
the Eagles did, I hate to say it, Kyle Kennard he's ridiculous. Gunnar Helm, I love his attitude. I mean, and then you got some O-line depth. You got arguably one of the best safeties in the class, and then you come back with another defensive guy. So that's just a little bit of mock draft fun, everybody. We'll do this more. It's just fun. I don't know. As we start to get closer, it's 100 days, they said, until the draft. We got plenty of time. So I think we're going to call it, people. We're going to call it now. I'm actually starting to get a little tired. I just didn't want to fall asleep so early. I'm like, I told Vinny I'd do a stream. So, I'm going to go, everybody. And like I said, we will be here. I'll be around. I'll be doing stuff tomorrow. I got to go to Cherry Hill tomorrow, Mouse. I don't know if you're local, Jimbo. I know a lot of my Eagle fans. I have a doctor's appointment. So you'll be seeing, I'll probably do a morning video from here, and then I'll probably do something while I'm out. And what's tomorrow? Thursday? So there's no games.
I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow too.
No.
So we'll figure something out. You'll probably be seeing a lot of me. So we'll have some fun. So like I said, I'm off till next Wednesday. I'm only using 1 day of leave, which is tomorrow. And then it's my 3-day weekend that's built in. And then the holiday. You got the holiday on Monday, Martin Luther King. And then Tuesday, that was my comp day from the Jimmy Carter Remembrance or whatever they call it, day that happened to fall on my day off. So 1 day for 6 days is nice. So, all right, everybody, I'm out. Randy, thank you. Blue Virus.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. I had a blast. Everybody in the chat, please hit the like on your way out. And I'll see you tomorrow. See you.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, good night, you guys. Bye.